Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to turn 38 of Pokemon Gold, where we are playing Cyanwood City. Let's jump into the turn. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on, so we will pop through all of our site searching. So, nothing in Wellrid, nothing in Wellrid, nothing here. Did get a Mooncatch Lake in Junal Forest. This is pretty cool. This is a astral water site. No new sites. We did get a Garden of Frozen Flowers, which I believe is just a water site. Blood Slaves, Blood Slaves. Let's check that. Yeah, it's just a water site. Okay, and then we have a bunch of battles. Olivine is pressing in with all of the different, with their stuff, basically. With all their different, Steelixes. So we're gonna gloss through a couple of these, and then we might watch one or two, because most of them are just Steelix champions that are attacking. So, this is the Three Pine Grove one, where we tried to intercept. You can see it did not go well for us, but let's actually watch partially why it didn't go well for us. I think something's wrong. I think a bug is in effect, or that some way things... Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff here. Really, though, none of the stuff matters. It's all chaff, except for the shield Alakazams. The Arcanines with their flamethrowers, they are armor piercing, but so armor piercing, it's, I guess it's theoretically possible if they roll high enough. So this guy has 32 protection. He's gonna have more, I think. It has 32 protection. If he gets hit by a flamethrower, and the flamethrower rolls high, no, I still don't think it matters, because he's got 5 fire resistance. Yeah, I don't think the Arcanines can. If they got, like, multiple exploding dice, maybe they would be able to do some chip damage. But nothing else can hurt him except for the shield Alakazams, in theory, right? And the theory there is that the Psychic, right, is armor negating and magic resistance negates, and the Psybeam is armor negating and magic resistance negates. Okay, so if a Psychic hits, it penetrates his armor entirely as long as the MR check is successful. So, in theory, having enough of these Alakazams doing Psychics on a target would do damage over the course of time, right? Because he's not going to resist everything. He's going to resist... This guy's got a crazy amount of magic resistance, so he's going to resist a bunch of stuff. He's even got magic or Iron Will up, so this guy, in theory, but the Steelix champions as a whole, right, should be susceptible to Shield Alakazams spamming Psychic and Psybeam. Okay? Just gonna watch this. So we have a combination of issues here. And first is, I believe these little pops to be Psybeam. Okay, I'm not sure, but I believe them to be Psybeam. The issue is we've got nothing on the log. Like we get nothing in the log. And this continues, basically. We will never see a Psychic or a Psybeam, I believe, in this log. And the other thing is... I think they're about to do another one. The other thing is the way we had them set up. I don't know if it's because of the way we had them set up or because of just how it turned out. But they're on fire and retreat. Okay, so we have a bunch of attacks here, right? We have telekinetic javelins coming out, etc. Telekinetic javelin, hydro pumps, etc. None of these. Again, I've watched this a couple of times, not a crazy amount of times, but I've watched it a couple times. I've not seen a single Psybeam or Psychic show up. So I don't. I think the Psybeams at least are getting cast, because I think that's these, right? Is these little pops. I don't know for the sure, but I think so. I don't think Psychic is getting cast at all. So, oofledy doofledies, right? So that's an issue. I don't know if it's because of a bug in the game or if it's just how it is, or maybe it cast and it only shows up. I don't know. Maybe it only shows up if it is actually successful, but that seems very weird. Maybe we're just not getting any successes, which is entirely possible. Maybe it's because they're on fire and keep distance, right? That something's causing them to not trigger. Maybe it's just the number of attacks that they have, right? That something's actually screwed up with Psychic and Psybeam and that they're actually not happening. Regardless, though, whatever it is, we get a bunch of telekinetic javelins, but we get nothing else, and that's not gonna hurt. Like, he doesn't get hurt at all. I don't think he ever once takes damage this entire fight. Well, I say that. He just regened for, like, 2 damage or something like that. So maybe there's something chipping him on occasion. Oh, he just healed. What? What did he get hit? Oh, a telekinetic javelin hit him for 4 points of damage. How's that even possible? Telekinetic javelin. That had to have exploded like 15 times. Like, that's crazy. The only thing, maybe these are being read as telekinetic javelins. I don't know. Okay, so we lose that battle. We lose it horribly. The concept there that we had was that maybe Shield Alakazams in large enough numbers would be able to psychic down a Steelix. I still think on paper that theory is correct, but right now I don't know that Shield Alakazams actually even use Psychic, or how they use Psychic, or if there's a scenario where, like, the fire and retreat or the fire and keep distance screwed something up. I don't know. Maybe this particular Steelix just had too much MR. I have no idea. So that was a pretty crappy loss for us. This Steelix is just raiding. This is a force from Saffron City who is AI, now annoyingly coming at us. We'll quash it. We've got Steelixes. These are regular Steelixes in Kunal. Regular Steelixes in Griffin Rock. And then we squashed Silver Grove. Okay. And then we have a assassination attempt on Venna because she's sight searching. She kills this shiny Machop. Unexpected event in Giant Spine. We lost some money. Griffin Rock has been breached. Kunal has been breached. Omicria, but the enemy can't harm our walls. And we got a bunch of promotions. And Cinnabar City is permanently vanquished this turn. We have a whole crap ton going on. We lost a lot of income this turn, actually, because of all this raiding. If we actually check our score graphs, we dip quite hard here. And Olivine is kind of coming back up. So we're in real trouble here. Like, it seems like Olivine has done the damage that he needs to do to Violet City to take them out of the game for right now. And we don't have enough answers to respond to the places that he can get to. I was really hopeful that the Alakazams were going to be one of those answers. I still think in theory that they can be. But in practice right now, they're just not. So we're going to have to come up with more answers. All right, so starting first, we have 50,000 fucking spies in his area, instilling uprisings. He's got a very big stack here in Greenwall, trying to scout out Irma. It's not working. Hopefully, it won't work. But yeah, we can see that he has 6 huge Steelixes here, and is commanded by Rock Paper Flamethrower, the Shiny Groudon. That's his god. So we know where his god is right now. That's interesting. We're instilling uprisings all over the place, and this is good. I will note real quick, we have 2 more Battle Girls coming out, and these each have cat eyes. They are stealthy 90. We're going to go put them on his capital and see if that works. I think that it's likely that he'll still find those. But I think we can hit a sweet spot with some gear, especially if we can get a Pokefan Mom up and running. We've got Kathleen over here in Omicria, and we've got Lepia here in Saffron City. So that's what we're doing with all of the Battle Girls. With Chuck and with Robodan, I really want to start marching on Olivine, but I can't yet. I need to have someone. I need to have people protecting the home front. We can draw this battle out for a very long time, especially as we get better and better in research. Like, it's annoying that we're being constantly harassed and raided, but we're not dying from it yet. So I'm not gonna be hasty and just, like, I could take Robodan and just charge Olivine City, but there's the chance in doing that we lose him, and losing him is a big deal. So we're gonna head into Omicria with Chuck. We're gonna head into Wellrid with Robodan, and we're also taking Urborn into Omicria with Chuck. Partially because I was gonna send Urborn into Berman Heights. But we've got some other stuff going on. So basically, I want to have him available to kit out with some different items if necessary. Okay, what else is going on? So Griffin Rock and Kunal they're both breached, and they can both be conquered next turn. Now, he hasn't been doing that, but he's got so many guys in the area now that I have a feeling that he might actually do that this time. We are going to send Zephyron over here to Griffin Rock, this guy, just to ping it and see if he just moves off again like he did previously. And in Kunal, part of the reason why we're sending Chuck to Omicria is so that he can hit Kunal next if he needs to. In Kunal, we're actually preparing to fight. I don't think we're preparing successfully to fight because I don't think we can beat him like this. But the thing about this is he's got, in Kunal, he's got Steelixes. He's got actual Steelixes, not Steelix champions. So we might be able to beat him in Kunal. So what we're doing is we've got a whole bunch of different stuff. We've got these Ampharos on fire, and I think we want them actually to be on fire enemy archers. Basically, we want them to try to pop the commander. And then we've got a whole bunch of other stuff. We're doing Summon Earth Power, Curse of Stones, a bunch of Strength of Giants spam, basically right on top of the Ampharoses in order to try to buff up their strength, because Tackle does get buffed. Thundershock gets buffed slightly, Discharge gets buffed slightly, and Thunder gets buffed slightly. So Strength of Giants actually would be helpful. Now, again, the Steelixes, if we go look at them in Kunal, the Steelixes have Shock Resistance 25, so that's not gonna matter, right? But you know, I'm just trying to do what I can, trying to level the playing field as much as I possibly can in this scenario. So we've also got a bunch of other stuff going on. We've got a bunch of Steel Breath spam. This is armor negating fatigue damage, so this could fatigue out enemies if we're lucky. Phoenix Power Flame Bolts. These Flame Bolts are armor piercing, so it is possible that the Flame Bolts will do enough damage. Probably not, but we'll see. We've got another Summon Earth Power, Curse of Stone, Strength of Giant spam, another Still Breath spam. We've got our two Schoolgirls are on Power of the Spears and Paralyze. I would love to do Mind Burn, but I'm starting off with Paralyze just because I think that's probably going to be better in the long run. Basically, we're just doing what we can to see if we can hold Kunal. Okay? I think we have a mixed chance against these Steelixes. And I think it's 100% because it's a group of Sacred Steelixes and not Steelix Commanders. Basically, I think we might be able to pop the Grunt Commander, and then the Steelixes, the regular Steelixes, aren't as scary as the Steelix Commanders. I think we can maybe chip them down. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not, but fuck it. I'm trying what I can. And then Chuck will be in range next turn to rush into Kunal if he needs to. Okay? So that's what's happening on the Saffron City front. That's what's happening on the Kunal front, basically. We're also forging a Pendant of Luck, and we're doing some more Arcane Probing. Again, partially because we need Arcane Probing because we need to bump up our Astral Pearls, but we're going to have to start... probably better if I just don't. Well, so here's the other scenario, is I want to do it because she might be dead next turn, and we're going to do it in Kutakar, not Dathan. I've got a good feeling about Kutakar. Why don't I do it in Debrithia? Debrithia's probably got a much better chance of having good sights. We'll do it in Debrithia. Okay, so what else is going on? I think that's mostly it here in Saffron City and Kunal. We do have a bunch of units up here in Giant Spine. These are the remnants of the attack here in Three Pine Grove. We're moving everything out of Ministra. There's no reason for us to stick around and accidentally get caught here. So we've got all this stuff heading back. We've got some people on Vena that we're taking to Viridian City, etc. These nurses are on retreat in case they get attacked. And then we're at Viridian City. What's happening in Viridian City? Not a lot. Our recruitment this turn is pretty low because of the amount of money we lost this turn. Basically, with the tax event... Where was it? Not that. So we lost tax income here. That's just in Giant Spine. Where's that? That's just here. That didn't matter. All right, it's mostly the fact that we got raided in multiple different locations, right? Our income basically tanked this turn a bit, which is kind of unfortunate. So we're losing Saffron City's income, right? No. Anyways, we're not doing a whole lot of recruiting. We're getting another mage. We are continuing to do what we have been doing. We actually have some pretty interesting stuff going on now. We're getting our first Nidoqueens and Nidokings here up in Viridian City. This is pretty exciting. So they have low HP right now because we haven't done anything. But they're both sacred, right? So we go from having these Nidorans and Nidorinos, etc., that are kind of meh, kind of whatever, to having sacred Nidokings and Nidoqueens, right? So our Bless is going to make them a little bit more survivable, which is pretty cool. And they're already decently strong, and now they're enlarged. They're going to have pretty high hit points, okay? And these are going to be great, just fantastic frontliners in our Poison Army, right? and in other armies potentially, depending on what we want them to do, right? They have a bunch of a bunch of different attacks, right? These are good. This is very good for us. To start getting our first array of these is pretty exciting. I think they're gonna match really well with. But here's the downside, right? I don't have a H3 over here to do anything with them. I would need to start recruiting another H3, and I don't have that at the moment. So, but that's just a little bit of excitement on what's going on there. We're continuing to do all the things that we have been. We're researching, we're doing other stuff, etc. And we are sending out Umbra with our first potential raiding party. Now we're sending them out with blue belts and a black belt, and then a bunch of. I decided instead of killing these guys off, we're just gonna send them with her. They do 1d6 radicates, so 1d6 radicates or 46 radicates plus 5 tie rogues and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Hitmonchans. They can deal with a fair number of province defense. So we're gonna send Umbra out, and this is gonna take a little bit, but we're basically gonna go up and we're gonna start raiding around in his area, and we're gonna do the sneak attack, etc. That whole shtick. I'm actually, no. If we go 1, 2. I think I'm going here because I'm not sure about whether or not I want to attack 3 Pine Grove next turn. And if I go here, I can go, like, I don't know if these guys are patrolling, so I don't really want to risk running into the patrol. I considered going down this way and going, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then being here on 5. But we can go 1, 2, 3, and be here on 4. So that's probably the route that we're going to go. Okay. That's basically what's happening in Viridian City. Not too much else. Let's go over to Impassable Mountains. So in Impassable Mountains, we're really not doing much else. We're doing our normal researching. By the way, you may have noticed, like, all of these guys are Sans research items now. We basically did a great resorting. Even to the point to where we gave this Pokefan mom a owl quill, basically just to make sure that if this place gets attacked and they all die, we're not losing a bunch of research items. Okay. What else is happening? Oh, right, Impassable Mountains. Doing normal stuff, not really recruiting anything. We don't have the money for it. We have a metric shit ton of people coming online. We're gonna get more next turn, etc., etc. See how it goes. It's so frustrating that these fucking Steelixes are so goddamn strong. Oofles. I want to just. Who's in Griffin Rock? Griffin Rock is. Yeah. What's the chances? Like, real talk, what are the chances that I send 55 of these guys and one of them doesn't snipe the commander? What are the chances of that? I would imagine they're actually pretty decent, truth be told. So. They've got Berserk. That's the other problem. Yeah, I'm not sending them. They're so strong. They're so strong. Oh my god, siege bonuses, berserking, stealthy, trampling, massive, like, the best resistance in the game. Like, shock resistance is without a doubt the best resistance in the game. followed closely by poison resistance. Fire, who gives a fuck about fire and cold? Fire and cold are like the least interesting resistances. And fear slash resistance, pierce resistance. Oh my god, they're so strong. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not potentially risking 55. We'll ping it. We'll see how it goes. It is what it is. If we have to take it back, we gotta take it back. It's not a big deal. So that's all we're really doing there. We are kind of canceling our blood hunting right now. And the reason we're kind of canceling our blood hunting right now is because we're going to try to get more. We're just gonna try to use black belts as more flying patrollers for two reasons. One, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that it's not really useful outside of patrolling. I say flying patrollers. We're gonna use them for flying raiders. These things are not useful outside of really patrolling, and they're not super useful for patrolling when we have things like ferrets, right? So we're gonna start sending out black belt goes to raid his lands, but we're gonna do it in such a way that if he kills them, we don't care, right? So like if we send Falco in with 10 units and they manage to kill the province defense, fantastic. Great. If he then gets assassinated and all those units die, I don't give a shit. Whatever. Right? That actually saves me some money in the long run. So we're going to use this as kind of ways to get rid of crappy flying units that we don't care about. No, these guys aren't even flying. Oh, goodness. They're going to be so hard to get rid of. Oofledy doofledies. But anyways, yeah. So we're gonna be doing that. In Cyanwood City, we have a bunch of stuff going on. We have hit the cap, right? We're looking for other ways. We're probably gonna start sending out some Charizards, as combatants. But we're gonna have to figure out where and how we do that. We've got some blue belts getting close to black belt territory, which is good. We are continuing to recruit some more prodigy white belts. We're actually getting some crush girls because, again, we need stealthy people to be able to take some of the units that we're dealing with out into his lands and start raiding them. What else are we doing? We're actually making a bunch of stuff. We're doing some eye catchers. We're doing some boots of giant strength. We're doing a girdle of might. We're doing double eye catchers. We're doing a dragon helmet. This is what we were doing the pendant of luck for. We're actually going to throw these on probably Nejdego over here, right? And the plan there is to bump up his strength to the point to where the eye catchers are dealing decent damage. And we're going to try to kind of protect him, and we're going to send him in. This is very cheap, by the way, for us. This is, I think in the long run, I think this is costing us like 8 gems, maybe. It's more the turns that is more concerning. But what we're doing, eye catchers are... Am I fucking doing this? Eye catchers are armor negating. They do crappy damage, but if they do damage... they'll scoop out an eye. Right? We're going to try to have this guy run in and do a bunch of work. If he can kill someone, great. I don't think he's going to kill a Steelix champion before... I don't think he's going to do enough damage to kill a Steelix champion. But if he can blind a couple of Steelix champions before he dies, that would be pretty cool. So... we're going to see how that works, and that's what all the strength boosting gear is for. 1, it's really cheap for us to make. 2, it allows him to really do damage and potentially harm the Steelixes. So we'll see how it goes. The Pendant of Luck is basically just to keep him alive, you know? All right, anything else? Yeah, I mean, we got a couple of other things. We're forging a Thistle Mace. And this is for the intent of using next turn, right? Once Chuck frees up Omicria, we're probably going to have Kathleen continue southward, right, on her her route out of danger. When we can, we're going to put a Thistle Mace into her hands, and we're going to have her start doing horror specs, basically all over the place. With what gems we have, we are getting 1 nature gem per turn. If she can get horror specs up and going, and we can get up to the point to where we have maybe 5 nature gems per turn, that will be pretty nice. That'll be something that we can use in the long run. That'll be pretty exciting. So, is there anything else that we're really doing? I think that's it. I think that's... Oh, we got some Armor of Knights too. So Armor of Knights and the Dragon Helmet hopefully is going to be enough to keep Nejdego from really basically getting his ass beat instantaneously. Because you do have to remember, these Steelixes, right? Their attack skill's not great, but... Or it's not great on paper, right? It's not great here. It's a 15 here. But if you go into the battle, a lot of these fucking Steelixes have crazy experience chevrons, right? So they actually have pretty good attack skill. Fortunately, though, they have pretty abysmal defense skill. So almost every swing should be a hit for us. So my hope is basically that almost immediately as I go in there, the hits should be eye scoops, and once they're blind, they should have a significantly lower chance of hitting us, right? I'm actually even considering, depending on how this goes, right? I'm considering trying to send in Nejdego to attack a Steelix, right? And then, like, doing like a bless, because he can bless himself. So doing like bless, and then doing like a maybe like an attack command, right? And then doing like a retreat command, because he's flying. So as soon as he retreats, he's gonna be out of there. But I'm legitimately considering doing something like that, just to like pop in and try to start harming his Steelixes in ways that he's going to have some difficulty dealing with, right? Sure, he has nurses too, but that means ferrying Steelixes off the front, back to them to get them healed up. And in the long run, those types of debilitating scenarios are issues, right? Especially as now that we're kind of like to the concept of thugging, right? And we're pretty much done with what we're doing on the actual map. So we're just talking theories here, right? We're going to be at Enchantment 7 in 2 turns, okay? We're not going to hit our research goal of 1,000 per month, because we're basically having to pull off that to do thugging gear and stuff. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. But our research is still great. We're still gonna be making some stuff. It's fine. We'll get there. But we're gonna reach Enchantment 7 in 2 turns, and then after that, we're probably gonna go Construction 7, and after that, we're probably gonna go Conjuration 8. This might change, depends on the situation. But basically, what we're looking at now is we're looking at getting golems, and we're looking at getting Kings of Elemental Earth. Because we can do both of those things. We absolutely can make Kings of Elemental Earth. We absolutely can make golems. And if we have Stellar Focus up, we can make golems pretty quickly and reliably. So we're going to turn to that, and we're probably going to have to start thug battling these Steelixes. And we've got a pretty decent setup because we can make so many things. We've got nature now. Hopefully we're going to be able to get some earth gems or some dwarven hammers out for Kathleen and her ilk. Get some more nature gems out, and hopefully in another 10 turns or so we'll be able to start producing, good gear, Rings of Regeneration, Boots of the Messenger, stuff like that, right? So we will see how it goes. We got a bunch of things up in the air. Olivine is being a real annoying git. And these are very, very strong. Very fucking strong. But at the end of the day, there is always a way to kill something. Always a way to kill something. Right? So we're and this isn't going horribly for us. Keep in mind, right? He's losing a lot off of all of the, like, we're not raiding necessarily, but these scouts are basically doing what raiding would do. Right? These spies instilling uprisings are basically raiding because he's losing income off of them. We're going to. We might not win this in the long run, right? The longer and longer this goes, especially if Violet City is out. That's another thing is I'm gonna ask Violet City if he's out, and if he is, I'm gonna start eating these lands. We're gonna send out a little party. Probably this is what the poison party will be doing, is going out and just conquering places. So, if that is the case, right, this is gonna be a long, hard battle, but I think we have it. I think in the long run, we've got the research, we've got answers. These guys are incredibly difficult to deal with. Let's see how it goes. And we will see how that goes next time. Bye, everybody. Oh, shit. Helmet! Ugh. Do I care about Helmet? Goodness gracious. What's the likelihood that Helmet just moves here into Kratos and dies next turn anyways? He demands 108 pounds. Okay. We can do it. If he can get over to Viridian City, I mean, honestly, think about it. The amount of money that we made from boosting up Cyanwood City, it cost like 350 or something like that, but it gained us like a permanent 50 income or something like that. So that's a pretty good amount. If we can get him over there and we can do the same in Viridian City, this is very worthwhile. Especially as the game goes longer, right? These big capital cities with their massive populations are going to become more and more important because they are going to be incredible economic centers. So if I can boost them, also, this can fucking get popped by like 3 Steelixes in a single fucking turn. This actually takes a little bit of effort. So, yeah, we're definitely gonna pay for a helmet. Oh, do I only have to pay 50? Ooh, hell yeah, higher. We're not gonna go crazy. If we can keep him, we can keep him. Fantastic. Hey, awesome. All right. Sorry. Now we're actually done with everything. Peace.